everyone. Today, actually, I have a very good friend, mentor, Dr. Eugene Viscusi. Dr. Viscusi is a professor of anesthesiology, and he is also the chief of the pain service at Thomas Jefferson University, and he's the current Azure president. Gene, do you want to tell me about the session that you're moderating in the meeting first?
I would love to do that. Thank you for that lovely introduction. And it's just great to speak to everyone about the upcoming meeting. So I'm moderating a panel on opioid use disorder and addiction, and the role of buprenorphine and our place in managing the opioid crisis. I would overall say that as anesthesiologists, we have a huge potential to impact the lives of these individuals suffering with opioid use disorder, both in the way we manage our cases intraoperatively and the way we may be able to get these patients into treatment. So the real goal of this panel is to talk about those patients who are some of our most challenging and how we can best deal with their anesthetic and postoperative pain care. I will give a capsule overview of the impact and talk a bit about patients who are not in current treatment programs and how we might, in the perioperative course, get them started on buprenorphine. Chad Brummett is going to give a very nice summary of the pharmacology of this drug. Much of it is emerging. It's a fascinating opioid. And both how analgesic it is and how it's quite valuable to continue and keep patients on treatment. Lynn Cohan is going to present a summary of the guidelines group, the multi-society group that we convened with 5 societies to produce guidelines for us as anesthesiologists and pain physicians to continue the work that is usually outside our domain and to help us understand how to start buprenorphine and get patients in treatment. Jamie Barada is going to give a nice review of the hands-on management of these patients in the perioperative setting. So we hope to, by the end of that panel, give you some real tools that you can take away the following day you are in the OR on the pain service. You are going to have a better insight in how to save lives in this setting. So what do you think, Nabil? Any questions? Did I leave anything out?
No, I think this is fantastic. And since you are the current Azure president, I have to ask you, what's really in store in the future, both like the near future and just the upcoming future for Azure? What should our member expect?
Yeah, it's really a good question. And of course, you know, who knows what world events will come. You know, I will wait to see what shapes the presidencies of Samer and David coming up. So who knows what will, you know, twists of fate will, global affairs will take us. But I think that the next 4 years, all 3 of us had very similar ideas and shared a continuity of projects and ideas. So speaking from those projects that are going forward, we're going to see a lot more global unity. I think you're going to see ties to the European Society as well as the other regional and pain societies producing products, publications, guidelines. I think a statement that comes from Ezra, and other societies in this space with global experts is going to have tremendous impact for patients everywhere. We're going to be able to elevate the care of patients everywhere. And we're also going to be able to provide educational products for those in developing countries and places that may not have had access to the education that we've had recently. I also believe and hope that you're going to see a greater unity in policy making and representation where it really counts both in payment and policy that affects the care of patients. And I also would say our concerns about physician wellness, especially under COVID, magnified. And from that, we have a real concern about the well-being of our members and physicians in general. And we've created a number of products there. And I would say in the next few years, with our society, you're going to see a much greater attentiveness to the well-being of our physicians and the security and the autonomy.
This is great. Gene, thank you very much. And before I leave you, I'm sure everybody has the same question. Do you want to tell everybody about the background, what's in the background?
So what's behind me? So
yes.
I was a professional musician for well over 25 years, operating a dual career. I sort of retired from my professional conducting and career as a professional organist in the year 2000, when my academic career kind of took off. But I actually apprenticed as an instrument builder, building pipe organs and harpsichords. So the instrument behind me is my residence pipe organ that was built by my mentor, Joseph Chapline. We commissioned it in 1990 or 1991. It's built sort of in Bauhaus design, sort of Frank Lloyd Wright design, but according to principles of instruments in the 16th and 17th century, such as Bach would have played. So it's just a stellar instrument. It's completely mechanical. The only electrical thing is what supplies the wind. But it's even the keyboards are bird's eye maple and rosewood. It's even touching the tactile thing is lovely. But Joe, who is now passed on about 10, 15 years ago, surprised me with my initial embossed into the music stand. So thank you for asking.
Oh, absolutely. I know that would be a fun fact, and a lot of people would like to know, what's going on. Gene, it's really has been a pleasure. Thank you very much. And as your residency is coming to the end at the conclusion of that meeting, really, you have my personal thanks and gratitude for leading the society through the COVID and through these difficult times. Thank you very much for coming on. And I'm really looking forward to see you in 3 weeks now.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Nabil. And thank you so much for all you've done as chair of the meeting program.
Right.
Jamie.
Thank you, Gene. Have a good weekend. Right. Take care.
Thank you. Take care. Be well.